Hello, I'm Kathy Meany, President of the League of Women Voters of Westchester County. In the How to Register to Vote webinar, you're going to learn all that you need to do to register to vote and also obtain additional voter information. But let's start with a brief review of the League of Women Voters. For over 100 years, the League of Women Voters is a nonpartisan grassroots political organization working to protect and expand voting rights and ensure everyone is represented in our democracy. We empower voters and defend democracy through advocacy, education, and litigation at the local, county, state, and national levels. The League does not support or oppose candidates or political parties. The League is also fully committed to ensure compliance, both in principle and in practice, with the national organization's diversity, equity, and inclusion policy. And membership is open to everyone 16 years of age or older. So, why does voting even matter? What's in it for you? Well, elections have consequences, and not voting is giving up your voice. Your issues may not be addressed, so we have to know that voting is also that opportunity for change. And if you don't vote, change will not take place. Situations will not change either unless you vote. And the community depends on you. And lastly, it's your right. Voting rights have been fought for decades and continue to do so. So now that we understand a little bit about the importance of voting and why you should get out and vote, let's talk about the registration process. Who can vote here in New York State? Well, you need to be a United States citizen, also 18 years of age or older. However, 16 and 17-year-olds may pre-register to vote, and we'll talk about that in a little while. You must live at your present address at least 30 days before an election, not be in prison for a felony conviction, not be adjudged mentally incompetent by a court, and not claim the right to vote elsewhere. So if you've met all the requirements, let's talk about what do you need to register to vote. The last 4 digits of your social security number, or a New York State driver's license or permit, or a non-driver ID number. If you don't have any of those, when you go to vote for the first time in New York State, you will need to provide other verifiable ID information, whether it be a valid photo ID, a bank statement, a paycheck, a utility bill, a government check, or other government document that shows your name and address. And here in New York State, you only need to provide verifiable ID once if you did not indicate your social security number or the New York driver's license information on your form. There are different ways to register to vote here in New York State. First of all, you can register online. You can use the New York State Board of Elections voter registration portal to register to vote or even make changes to your current voter registration information. You can register in person at your county board of elections, at any New York State agency-based voter registration center, or at the Department of Motor Vehicles. However, be mindful of the deadlines to register to vote, because sometimes there's a delay if you're going to register at any of the state agency-based locations or the Department of Motor Vehicles. You can also register by mail. Enter your name into the Board of Elections mailer list or call 1-800-4VOTE to request an application and then mail the completed form to your county Board of Elections. Let's talk about registering to vote online here in New York State. You can use the Board of Elections online voter registration portal to register to vote, or again, to change any of your current information. Updated information could include providing your county Board of Elections with your new name, a new address, or even changing your party enrollment. Completed applications are sent to the appropriate county board of elections for approval and processing. To register online at the New York State Board of Elections website, you will need to use an ny.gov ID. So it's a two-step process. If you have previously used ny.gov with another agency, you may use the same login to access the online voter registration portal. If you have not used ny.gov, you'll need to create an account. And once you have an ny.gov account, you can then register to vote online. Voter registration forms are available in both English and Spanish languages. Either download the form online from the New York State Board of Elections website or pick it up at your local Board of Elections. And if you register online, you'll see that the form fields are similar in the New York State Board of Elections portal to the paper form. So, how do you get started? Well, first of all, obtain the form that you need. Are you going to register online, or do you prefer to use the paper form? Complete all the fields. Legibly print all information neatly using blue or black ink. Sign the form in blue or black ink, and then mail or drop off your completed registration form to your local Board of Elections. Now, the online portal fields are very similar to what's on the paper voter registration form. So I'm going to demonstrate using the paper form today. All fields must be completed using blue or black ink. And please print legibly. And don't forget to sign and date the form, again in blue or black ink. So let's go through all the fields. There are 16, as I mentioned. You may not need to complete all of them, but let's go through them for today's webinar. First of all, the first question in field number 1 is, are you a citizen of the United States? And indicate yes or no. If you answer no, then you cannot register to vote. Field number 2 is really geared more for those that pre-register to vote. First of all, A, will you be 18 years of older on or before Election Day? Yes or no? And then those that want to pre-register at 16 and 17 are asked, are you at least 16 years of age and understand that you must be 18 in order to vote? And until you turn 18, the Board of Elections will hold your form and your registration will be marked pending, and that you are aware that you cannot cast a ballot until you're 18. So please, again, 16 and 17-year-olds, please check yes or no. If you answer no to both of the prior questions, you cannot register to vote. Field number 3 is talking about your name. So please, again, legibly print in blue or black ink, last name, first name, if you have a suffix, and if you use a middle initial. The next section has several fields. Field number 4 is regarding your birth date, and it is required. You must enter your birth date, the month, the day, and the year. Fields number 5, 6, and 7 are optional. You do not need to complete them if you so choose. Field number 8 is addressing your address. Where do you live? And if you note, if you're using a P.O. box, you cannot use that. You must indicate a street address. Please complete it. And part of this section also is requesting your New York State county. So you must fill in that field as well. Field number 9 is the address where you receive mail. Now, if it's the same as field number 8, your living address, and you get your mail there, then you may skip field number 9. Field number 10 is talking about voting history. Have you voted before? Yes or no? And if so, what year did you vote? Field number 12 is talking about any information that has changed. So see, this form can be used if you need to make some changes. And you may skip this if you have no changes to your current registration information. But your name was, if you had a former name, your address if you were at a different address, or your previous state or New York State county was something different. That's when you would use field number 12. Field number 13 addresses identification. And please note that you must make one selection. Please indicate your New York State Department of Motor Vehicles number, or the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. Or if you do not have a New York State driver's license or Social Security number, then please check this box, I do not have. And remember, you may register to vote even if you do not have these items, but when you vote for the very first time in New York State, you will need to bring verifiable ID with you. And we just talked about that a few moments ago. Field number 14 is addressing political party. Again, you need to make one selection here. Do you wish to enroll in a political party? And please indicate which party. Or you do not want to enroll in any political party and you prefer to be an independent voter. Please then check no party. But be mindful by indicating or not that if you decide not to enroll in any political party, then you will not be eligible to vote in any of those parties' primaries. Field number 15 are optional questions. You need to apply for an absentee ballot, so you may check here, or you would like to be an election day worker. And I do have to say that here in New York State, we have a shortage of election day workers, and I know all the boards of elections are seeking poll workers to help. So if you want information about that, then please check that box. Field number 16 is the final box. And this is your affidavit where you swear or you affirm that all the information you included on this form is correct. Are you indeed a citizen of the United States? Have you lived in the county, city, or village for at least 30 days before the election? You meet all the requirements that are required to register to vote in New York State. And you're also indicating that this is indeed your signature or your mark below. And all of the information, as I said, is true on this form. Again, make sure you sign it and date it, continuing in blue or black ink. Now, there are several ways to vote here in New York State as well. You can request an early mail ballot or an absentee ballot. And again, this is an application process, so you must request it first. You have to apply, and all the information is on the New York State Board of Elections website. Please be mindful of the deadlines in order that you receive your ballot, whether it be early mail or absentee, that you receive it in time. Early voting in New York State is 9 days of voting for eligible voters at any of the designated poll sites in your county. However, all New York City voters must vote at their assigned poll locations. Election day voting, eligible voters may vote on election day at their assigned poll location. So that's a little bit different than early voting. And the hours are usually different as well. Hours on election day are 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. You also, if you're military or working overseas, you have that way to vote as well. And also, if you're a part of the disabled community, there is accessible voting for you too. When you're seeking voting information, you can either use the New York State Board of Elections website or the League of Women Voters vote411.org website. This is a national voter guide. Everyone can check their registration. You can register to vote through here, and you can find out what is on your ballot and also get candidate information. And the beauty of it is you can actually download or print your ballot and take it to the poll with you with your notes on it if you so choose. So feel free to share this website with your family and friends who reside anywhere in the United States. There's a second tool that can also assist you, and that's the League of Women Voters of New York State texting service. And to get voting updates and reminders, just simply text VOTENY, VOTENY, and send it to 474747. And go ahead, set up your account today. So for all of your voting questions, you can address everything at the New York State Board of Elections, registering to vote, changing your name or your address, change of party, ways to vote, early and absentee ballots, how to apply, and then what to do when you get your ballot. Talks about accessible ballots, election information, election security, and also knowing your voting rights. So in closing, the League of Women Voters of Westchester hopes that this online tutorial provided you with all the information that you need about how to register to vote and also getting some other important voter information. We really do strive to empower voters and defend democracy. Now, your homework assignment, 2 things. First of all, register to vote. Or if you have to make any changes to your current registration information, be mindful of those deadlines. And then secondly, get out to vote during the upcoming election season. Thank you for watching the League of Women Voters of Westchester's How to Register to Vote online tutorial. And once again, get out to vote because no vote means no voice. Thank you.